Welcome to the wall. Yep. Here we go, day one on the wall. But why are we here? Well, everybody says that the backboard is the best hitting partner, but I don't know anybody that actually uses it. So that's what we're gonna do. And I've personally only ever used the wall as a warm-up. I've never approached it with the mindset of using it to actually practice. So shifting that mindset, I already know these first couple days are gonna be a grind until that fully sets in. So the biggest thing for me today is all I'm telling myself is just watch the ball. That's one of the basics of fundamentals, but if you come out and do this, it is surprisingly difficult to keep your focus on such a simple thing. Finding a pretty good groove right now, just trying to alternate forehand, backhand, and just telling myself to watch the ball. One of the things I noticed when I would miss-hit or sort of lose control is how much of a struggle it was to get the ball back under control and get that rhythm back. And that's not something you necessarily notice when you're hitting with a partner. The ball sort of disappears once it crosses the net. As long as it goes in, you don't really think about what kind of shot you sent back. But on the wall, if it's returning out of control shots, it's because you're giving it out of control shots. And that's a tough reality to live in because it's much easier to blame your partner or your opponent than to be faced with the lack of control you have. And the wall today, for me, really brought that out. And I'm a decent player, I'm no chump change. But man, when you're chasing your shots, ain't nobody to blame but yourself. And the second thing I realized was just how stupid quick I got tired. I'm 12 minutes in, and I went back and counted. I've already hit 283 balls. 283, barely 12 minutes. So at this rate, after 30 minutes, I'll have hit 500 shots. And after a week, that's 3,500 shots, or half an hour a day. And if it's a numbers game, I don't see how the wall doesn't help you improve. Now, of course, there's a lot of variables that can go into that, but that's what we're going to find out. Does the wall help you improve, and how does it help you improve? Right now, I'm just gonna hit forehands for a bit and really try to just watch the ball and focus on my timing and my strike zone. And what's interesting is after a few shots, I noticed something. It's pretty amazing when you take a second and actually watch the ball, really watch the ball, because I can see that my topspin isn't actually topspin. It's like a 45-degree side spin. So I'm gonna try to adjust and really swing through the ball and try to keep my strike zone consistent. And after just a few balls, I don't know if you can see on camera, but the consistency of my strike zone just improved tremendously. I don't feel like I'm forcing it anymore. You can even see I'm starting to hit some low because I think I'm overcompensating. Something changed with that timing, and it's given me a boost of confidence. Alright, so let's try some backhands. Yeah, it's a similar thing with the spin. But it proved much more difficult to change because I feel like I have to contact a little bit later than is comfortable, but I'm also just not as confident on this side to begin with. My backhand will be the real tell of if the wall helps to improve. And I'm really focusing hard to try to watch the ball here because I'm known for shanking off of the top edge of the frame, and I really don't want to shank over the wall because that side gate, there's a lock on it, and it's a long walk around, so watch the ball, buddy. There's a few moments where I'll get that same feel from the forehand, but the backhand's just going to take a little more work for sure. I think there's a temptation to, when we come out to hit, to just rely on our muscle memory and let it do the work for us. Yes, you do want to have that muscle memory, but if you're practicing, if you're deliberately practicing, which is what I'm trying to do on the wall here, to really use it as a practicing tool, there's a level of deliberate focus on the fundamentals that I don't think you can as easily achieve with a hitting partner. At least I haven't been able to. Maybe that's just me, I don't know. But so far, day one, the wall's sharing some secrets, I'm telling you. I was planning to hit for an hour, but 25 minutes in, I'm already at 462 balls. So I'm just gonna go for an even 500. That should be a reasonable amount to aim for each day. It's been a good hit so far. it's definitely kind of a grind, but I did expect that. I expect that for the next couple days, to be honest. But let's recap what we learned. Number 1, I need to work on hitting through the ball. 2, you'll hit more balls on the backboard in a shorter amount of time than with the hitting partner. And 3, if the backboard is good at anything, it's teaching you how to watch the ball. And that's a fundamental that I thought I had mastered, but I discovered a new level of feel today on my forehand, and I'm telling you, just hit the wall for 10 minutes. You'll realize what I'm talking about. But you have to like deliberately focus. You can't just go out and just try to warm up and just whatever. You need to like really get your mindset there. And I'm kind of suspecting after today that that's the biggest improvement the wall is going to bring, is like mentally, because like I'll be honest, this is not fun. I'm not talking to anybody. I'm not socializing with anybody. I'm just out here grinding away by myself. Tennis is already an individual sport. Now you add a slab of wood to the other side, it's like, okay. But if your goal is to improve, it's only day 1, but I've discovered something about my game already. And that's enough for me to say, give this a try. So yeah, that's day 1. Thanks for joining me on this. It takes me a while to edit these, but I'm gonna try to get a new one up every Friday morning until all 30 are posted, so stay tuned. Subscribe to keep up, slice that like button, don't forget to serve big and string often.